It's the Racing Post Football Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington. That's Mark Langdon. That's Ian Wilkerson. And we've also got Sean O'Sullivan from Paddy Power. Let's look at 3 live Sunday games. Starting at 12 o'clock, Man United versus Stoke. Sean, Man United probably pretty strong favourites here, aren't they?
Yeah, really, really short. It seems to be the weekend of super short kind of favourites that seem nearly too short, but it's hard to see them getting beat. I mean, they're 1-4 to win this match.
What?
Yeah, 1-4, 5-1 draw. It just reflects on Stoke more than anything. I mean, Hughes
Good
looks like
Lord.
I mean, they're 11-1 outsiders here. It tells you just how bad they're playing. Yeah, 1-4, pretty incredible.
What about that, Mark? Are you going to lump on?
Definitely won't be lumping on United, but I mean at the moment Stoke are playing like a team that's going to be relegated. Now, whether they continue to do that over the remainder of the season, we of course don't know, but I mean at the moment it's very difficult to see them keeping clean sheet. I mean, you know, that's what you want, I think, from an outsider at a price like that, somebody that can be resolute and maybe nick something on the break. But I just don't think Stoke have got that in them at the moment, particularly with the goalkeeping situation. He's moved Given out of the team at last. But I mean,
Xhaka's back. That's a slight encouragement, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, I've not been that impressed with him anyway, I have to say. But I mean, I was looking at Old Trafford. These two teams, 8 times they've met in the Premier League, over 2.5 on 7 of those. The overs is pretty short. I do think it will cop maybe just split correct score stakes, 2-1, 3-1 United win. They did look a lot better. You know, it wasn't just Rooney. They changed a number of things last week against Leicester. I just can't see Stoke keeping clean sheets, but they have got a bit of quality up front.
Could the Thursday night, Sunday lunchtime be a factor?
I mean, we're obviously speaking here before they've played against Zoya, but I mean, I would have imagined that it's a bit like a training session game for them. It's not, it's not an arduous trip away or anything like that. So no, I wouldn't have thought it was a major factor this time around.
Wilco, how are you planning on making money out of this fixture?
Well, I'd anticipate that United would get off to a fast start as they did against Leicester last week. They played with so much more pace, didn't they? They looked pace down the wings. It looked like a proper United team, for want of a better phrase. I think that they'll get stuck into Stoke early and they'll get an early start. It's good to hear that. From a Stoke perspective, that Given's not playing. I can't have him. The Subbuteo goalie, he'll only go as far under the net, really.
Never At least if you're defending, that's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah, but then, I think they've missed Butland, definitely.
Oh, of course they have. No question about that.
So, Paddy Power's the first goal before the 23rd minute at 10-11.
OK, Sean, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'll go down the goal score route again. I think Chris Smalling anytime at 8-1 looks like a decent shout. I mean, look, since they changed the rules this year to basically have zero tolerance on grappling, the two teams that I think have been most affected have been Leicester. Ranieri said as much. I think Stoke as well. United, absolutely, they were phenomenal from corners the last day with Daley Blind knocking in 3 there, and I think they got 3 goals directly against Leicester. So Smalling actually getting one of them. So I think no grappling on Stoke side, Smalling in a bit more space. 8-1 anytime looks fairly big.
Stoke were powerless to prevent our centre-back scoring from set pieces
that
as well.
That was with Given in goal, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, true.
I mean, you're not going to get a sort of more line goalkeeper than him.
Righty-ho, 2:15, this will be good. It's Tottenham v Man City, a strong test for Man City. And Sean, how do you bet?
Well, it's actually an interesting one here. We've had, City are drifting. It's obviously the De Bruyne factor is huge and maybe slightly to do with the Celtic result. But I think it's mostly down to De Bruyne. He seems to be their most integral player, nearly as much as Aguero, which is phenomenal. They're 5-4. They were even money, so they're drifting with us. 12-5 the draw, and Spurs are now 11-5.
I watched this fixture in Barcelona around about this time last year. Actually, I took my son over to see Messi play. And he lasted 3 minutes before getting crocked. But this was the fixture where Man City took him apart, wasn't it, Mark?
Well, it was until Tottenham won 4-1.
Sorry, yeah. pardon me. Tottenham took him apart.
No, Man City did take. I mean, at one stage, I thought you was being.
No. I just being stupid. I said Man City.
No, I mean Man City were absolutely cruising at one stage, and you were feeling like, how many is this going to be? And so often under Pellegrini, one thing went wrong, and then the team collapsed. And this is a very interesting game. Of course, the two teams that remain unbeaten in the Premier League. The draw wouldn't amaze me, and both kept the unbeaten run going. Spurs are very strong defensively, don't concede many goals from open play. They've had a couple of issues at set pieces this season. I expect most of those players that missed out in Moscow to come back into the team. no De Bruyne for Man City, I think does weaken them in that attacking midfield zone. Not overly impressed with them against Swansea nor against Celtic. I think the draw's at a decent run. If City drift anymore, then I think that maybe they'll become the value bet. At the moment, with the way the prices are, then maybe the draw's the way to go.
What do you reckon, Wilco?
I've got to agree with many of Mark's sentiments. I think the draw is a big run, and my main concern with Spurs is not that they're not going to that. The defence is solid, but I'm a bit concerned about where the goals are going to come from.
Son's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing great. But I'm a bit concerned about Janssen. Mark's not had a lot of time for him. I think he will. He does bring other people into the team, but he's not. It doesn't seem.
It's unknown, isn't it?
It doesn't seem like it's the out-and-out goal-scoring striker that his stats suggested when he came over from Holland. It's certainly not played that particular way. City are definitely weakened by De Bruyne not being there. I think I'd be a bit concerned, like I say, a bit concerned where the goals have come from Spurs. I don't see them conceding too many, so a draw at 12-5.
Sean, what's your view?
Yeah, again, I think full house in the draw there. I think sitting on defence is the easy one here. But I like in terms of the goal, I think all my tips are actually goal score orientated. But I do think Son at 7-1 first goal is big. I know Janssen hasn't really delivered on the goals front, but I think it was brought up match of the day there last week. He is holding the ball up very well and bringing a lot of the on-running midfielders into play. Dele Alli's kind of drastically out of form at the moment, so it's giving guys like Son and possibly Eriksen now a chance to step up to the plate. Son's the guy that's delivered on the goals front. He seems to be excelling with Kane out of the team in terms of grabbing these goals, and he's 7-1 to get the first goal. I think he's the most likely scorer on the Spurs side at the moment, so I think that's a decent shout.
And at 4:30, it's Burnley versus Arsenal. Burnley turned in a much better display, albeit Watford were absolutely woeful on Monday Night Football, but Arsenal are really going well at the moment. So, Sean, set the scene with a show of prices.
So here we go again, with a favourite super short. Arsenal 4-11 away at Burnley. Burnley, after a huge victory there on Monday night, are 8-1, and the draw is 15-4.
Sean, presumably then this is one of those pivotal weekends where you could get absolutely cleaned out or get the lot, couldn't you?
Yeah, like if all these guys cop again, I mean, you kind of have to be confident. I mean, I'm going down the line of saying I think they'll all win, but when the prices do look too short, generally you fancy one or two of them not to get over the line. I think Chelsea will be doing us the biggest favour there. I just think their price is ridiculously short away at Hull. But Arsenal here at Burnley, I think it could be a trickier game. I mean, the last time Burnley played a team here that dominated them completely, they actually went away and beat Liverpool 2-0. I know it was a bit of a fluke result, but they're obviously well able to stay under the cosh the whole game, and they don't mind playing that way. So, I mean, I wouldn't be rushing to back Arsenal at 4-11.
What would you be rushing to back? You got a goal scorer for us?
Yeah, I think I actually I've just said there about laying Arsenal in terms of like an angle in the goal scorer market. It was referred to in one of the questions, but I think Walcott at the moment, you got to get on with him. He's hot. I mean, he's 9-2 their first goal. His goals per min over the last 3 years is actually the same as Sanchez in the same kind of time at Arsenal. There's no difference between them in terms of, I know Sanchez will play more centrally, but if you take pure stats into it, Walcott gets as many goals with the minutes he's on the field as Sanchez. You're getting 9-2 in him, you're only getting 3-1 on Sanchez. I'd much rather be in the Walcott camp. He's in good form. Yeah, I think 9-2 is a big price.
I'll tell you what, with Theo Walcott, we'll have to start playing against under-8s teams before I start backing him at 9-2. But I respect your view, and I'm a massive goals per minute fan as well. So if the stats are good, that is encouraging. Mark, what do you think will happen here?
I'm going to go down the goal scorer market as well. I mean, Sean mentioned how Burnley sort of dug in against Liverpool. They didn't give much space in behind, which is why I think maybe Theo Walcott and Sanchez may struggle to sort of be able to breach what is going to be, I think, a very deep Burnley team. That, in theory, will allow shots from just outside the box. And Granit Xhaka's already proven he's sort of excellent in terms of being able to have a pop from distance. He's got 2 goals already. I was looking at him. You can play it first and any time, or each way, first goal scorer, whichever you prefer there. And it will also, if he does score, you'll be able to put up with that shoe that Arsenal fans do every time he touches the ball, which is another reason to mute the TV commentary. But I do think that he's an interesting runner in a game where if it develops how many people anticipate, I think Arsenal will have a lot of opportunities to have shots from distance.
What price is Xhaka, Sean?
Yeah, Xhaka's 18-1, 6-1 anytime. The each way is obviously a third of the odds, so you'd be getting, if you backed him first and he placed in the first 5, you'd be getting your 6-1 anytime there anyway. But yeah, 18-1 seems big. I know Walcott, when they're saying, a few of them were saying to him that they actually were encouraging him to shoot less. They thought he was just shooting too much, but he seems the type of lad that won't take much heed to that. Seems to enjoy taking a few shots from outside the box.
You like a bit of 18s there, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, it's just if the game develops our sort of if it develops in the same way that the Liverpool game did, Arsenal will have to find other avenues, I think, to get round a very deep Burnley side, because they did nullify Liverpool pretty well despite the 80% possession.
Last word on this game with you, Wilco.
I've got to agree with Sean. I think I never thought I'd say I'd been really impressed by Theo Walcott lately, but I have, and he's playing as well as he has at any time at Arsenal. He's looking sharp, he's looking stronger, looks bigger. I think, him to score the first goal is a decent bet.
Okay, this will be the game where he starts running down every blind alley, giving it away, making the wrong shot selection, cutting it back when he should be shooting when he should be coming back, and generally pissing everybody off. So don't back him. Okay, thank you very much, chaps. We're back next Thursday with another football postcast. But in between times, we've got a Ryder Cup postcast coming out, and also tomorrow's racing weekend one. We've got a special guest, Ed Chamberlain from ITV Sports. So join us for that.
Check out Paddy Power's latest football offer. For both Swansea v Liverpool and Man United v Stoke this weekend, back a team to win and get a free bet if they're losing at half-time. Max £25. T&Cs apply. 18+. Gambleaware.co.uk.